I'm looking into the other person's eyes. Sometimes I see his face. I know how nervous you are as well. A lot of the guys that I fought, I feel like, especially in the last 5 fights, look how they fight. They're not fighting me the same way that they fight all these other guys. Kevin Kroom, he's one of those, supposed to be like one of those wild men, he'll go out there like a bat out of hell and just start swinging for broke. But he turned into a wrestler real quick after the first exchanges. I know that when I'm in there with you, things get different. And maybe it's the look of comfortability on my face, or maybe if I hit you one time, it feels different than anybody else. Or if I grab you, you're like, oh, maybe this guy's not a pushover. I don't know what it is, but to me, we're all men. We're all just men, fallible and weak. There ain't nobody that's superhuman to me. And I never felt like I'm outclassed by anybody that I was in there with.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Outside the Stadium. We are here today with the number 15 ranked UFC Featherweight Alex Caceres. Alex, how's it going?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. And his nickname is Bruce Leroy, as Joe Martinez knows, but Bruce Buffer apparently thinks it's just Leroy. After that, not the previous fight, but the Kevin Kroom fight.
He said just Leroy? I didn't even know.
All good. All good. All good. First of all, I got to shout out Alex. He came on the show about a year and a half ago. He was one of our first couple of fighters. We've been grinding ever since, and we would not, be where we are without fighters like you taking the time to speak to us. So, Alex, first of all, thank you again.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me on. But anyways, we'll do that after we take the shot.
Yeah, no doubt. So he just mentioned the shots. I got to shout out our new sponsor for the show, Ving Vodka. It's the world's cleanest vodka. They sent Alex a couple of products. Alex, you want to show them off?
Yeah, all right. So I got this Ving Classic Twist. It looks like a vodka soda. So it's a lemon peel and soda. Never had vodka soda before. So after the shot, I might crack one open, pour it over some ice, and drink it up. Do you take it cold?
I like it cold. It's like those spiked seltzers without the chemical taste, is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
They also sent me what I'm taking a shot of right now is the Ving Farm Fresh Vodka infused with kale, lemon peel, and cucumber. 40% alcohol by volume, so it's pretty strong stuff. And I guess that'll be the infused version of the original Ving vodka. This is just the cleanest vodka distilled from fresh corn. And I also got another little seltzer in there that's infused with lemon, kale, and cucumber as well.
That's the one I'll be drinking.
Yep. I'll try the red one since you're trying the yellow one. I need to get a glass with ice. Cash, you don't mind passing me a glass with ice? Thank you.
You got time. Alex, do you see it? My screen. I just want to show you like what I love best about this company. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. So when I look at a lot of these vodka companies and vodka brands, like I look at ingredients, it's like, gibberish to me. It could even say like arsenic. I'll be like, yeah, whatever, dude. So like if you look at their two products here, all you got to do is scale this back, full transparency. This vodka is made out of the kale, lemon peel, cucumber, just straight kale, lemon peel, cucumber, and the corn is literally just farm fresh corn, nothing extra. If you guys see all this stuff. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out there because that's my favorite part. I know what's going in my body, and I know you've got an awesome company, Revolutionary Vitality, which we'll speak about. But we're big on health and well-being all around. You ready to take the shot? Are we good to go?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got the farm fresh corn because you got the kale. So cheers, man.
Cheers.
Thoughts?
That's smoother than I expected it to be.
All right, that's a positive. Anyway, I'll crack these open and we can just get started. So anyway, this is, everybody likes to say Alex Caceres on a 5-fight win streak, but I feel like your growth really started with that Chase Hooper fight, and ever since then, 4 straight wins, especially finished off with an emphasis against Sungwoo Choi with a submission out of nowhere. How are you feeling about your skill set? Are you still improving? And looking at the way you finish fights, you can pick guys apart and you can get the submission. Where is there left room to improve for you?
I guess everywhere still, honestly. Like, we can always do the same things that we're doing harder, faster, be stronger, be smarter about it, be more agile. Obviously, I'm always shooting for the stars. I'm always looking to, if I can get into a fight and not get touched once, that's where I want to improve on. I want to maybe not get hit less. have let more unanswered shots that I throw as well. I know that I still have to improve on. I feel like I still got room to improve on everything. Honestly, my striking, my wrestling, my grappling. I don't feel, and I have not seen an excuse to stop improving. In a sense, I never felt it. I never felt like, oh, this is as good as I'm going to get. I've always felt that there's still always room, no matter what.
I love that mentality. And after the Kevin Kroom fight, you like
I'm sorry.
it?
Yeah, it's like a Sprite.
It is,
But
right? You don't even taste the alcohol. Anyway,
go ahead.
after the Kevin Kroom fight, you said, I think it's time for a ranked fighter. They didn't give you the ranked fighter, but they gave you the ranking after your win against Sung Woo Choi. Where are you looking from here? I assume you want to fight up. You want a real ranked fighter now, and you're looking to take somebody's spot. Am I correct in assuming that?
Well, honestly, I just want the fights that's gonna move me further in the rankings, I guess, and not necessarily. I don't know. It's very hard for me to talk about that because I'm not necessarily. Oh, I want to move up in the rankings, but I just know that it's better. It's better for me, and as well, it goes with the putting a little kumquat juice in there.
I love that. That's sick.
I grow in my yard.
Damn, that's some
but
cool stuff.
but yeah, to me, it's not like necessarily like I want to take somebody's spot or anything like that. It's just for my journey as a human being, as a martial artist. I'm not satisfied with just testing my skills against people that I feel like I can beat.
It's interesting because on that note, I'm sure you as a fight, you got to be confident in your abilities. You don't look at this stuff, but all of your last 4 fights, when the odds came out, whether you were in underdog or a favorite, the odds swung in the other guy's favor, and especially in the last fight against Sung Woo Choi. I noticed on the screen it said like, okay, start of the second round, live odds. It's got Sung Woo Choi minus 800. Do you even notice that stuff? Do you see that stuff?
Nah, I don't. I never was a big bettor, so I don't even know how any of that shit works. To be honest with you, I know
Basically,
that
it means
if
since
you're
the start of the fight against Sung Woo Choi till the end of the first round, people were 4 times less confident in you than they were at the start of the fight. I just pointed out because I think it's interesting because you said you don't like to fight against people who you can handle, who is not a test for you. I think that's pretty indicative. You kind of defy the odds every single time you go out there, but do you even feel like an underdog?
no, never. I never do. It's a fight, man. Like I'm looking into the other person's eyes. Sometimes I see his face. I know how nervous you are as well. I know that you're worried about this too. And if you weren't, like, because a lot of the guys that I fought, I felt like, especially in the last 5 fights, when you go look at their fight records or their fight history, look how they fight. Those guys come out like a bat out of hell. They run over their opponents and they manhandle them. None of those guys have done that to me or got close to doing that to me at all. So I don't know why these people maybe it's the way that I look, maybe it's my face, or maybe the way I carry myself that makes someone confident in me. But I just know that they have some nervousness or anxiety about the fight as well. My opponents do, because they're not fighting me the same way that they fight all these other guys. They're not trying to run through them. They're not knocking them out in the first round. They're not hitting them with their best shots and just dominating them. When I saw Sung Woo Choi, and if you look at his fights, especially the ones that he wins, he's dominant, walking forward the whole time and just busting these guys up. Same thing with Chase Hooper, not necessarily on the striking game, but he'll go in there and just out grapple the guy. Same thing with Kevin Kroom. He's supposed to be one of those wild men. He'll go out there like a bat out of hell and just start swinging for broke. But he turned into a wrestler real quick after the first exchanges. Sung Woo Choi wasn't pressing as hard as he did with any of his other opponents. And so it's just, I know that when I'm in there with you, things get different. And maybe it's the look of comfortability on my face, or maybe if I hit you one time, it feels different from anybody else. Or if I grab you, you're like, oh, maybe this guy's not a pushover. I don't know what it is, but to me, we're all men. We're all just men, fallible and weak. There ain't nobody that's superhuman to me. So that never bothered me. And I never felt like I'm outclassed by anybody that I was in there with.
I've never seen you outclassed, and I think that's definitely super accurate what you said. You know, when these guys come in and fight you, they don't really fight how it seems they want to fight. But you, every single time you get in there against Chase Hooper, all right, I'm gonna strike with him. Against Kevin Kroom, I'll show off some grappling. Against Sung Woo Choi, I'll have a little fun, and then I'll look for maybe my entry to just get on his back. Was that the game plan for that fight, by the way? Were you just waiting for that opening to just hop on him and finish the fight?
So just to clarify, the way you explained all those fights, yeah, didn't happen. Nothing like that. I'm not thinking. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it at all. I'm not. There is no game plan for me. There is no like, this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm doing. What I have to do at the moment. That's it. When it came to Kevin Kroom, I was prepared for a striking battle, but he went to wrestle. So okay, I'm wrestling now. You know, I felt like especially in the second round, I was out striking Sung Woo Choi, but then he overthrew the cross. And I'm like, oh look, it's right there. We practiced that move just backstage. We did it like 2 or 3 times, just like because we knew it was an option. But it's not something that we're looking for. I'm never looking for anything in particular. I'm just being. And then at the moment, if it requires me to be a stronger grappler, then I'll be the stronger grappler. If it requires me to be the better striker, then I'll be the better striker. If it requires me to hang back or to push forward, depending on the situation, I will do those things. But other than that, I'm not egotistically tied to a certain way of fighting. It's just whatever. I just try to get good at everything. So when it's demanded from me, I can hit it on the dime.
I love the way you put it. And it's funny because what you're basically saying is that you go off of instinct and flow, and still doing that, you fight the way when you hear like DC and Attic commentating, how they with their fight IQ are saying you should fight. You just get to that based on instinct.
Well, I'm not. It's not instinct that I want, and I also want to clarify that as well. I am always consciously thinking of the fight, so I'm not going off. It's like a chess player, right? The chess player doesn't move off the instinct, but he does the move required depending on your move, because I cannot control your pieces, right? So whatever move you make, I have a myriad of moves that I can make depending on the move that you made. So yeah, I can either throw a jab or a kick here, but if you move this way, it's better for me to throw the jab, and if you move this way, it's better for me to throw the kick, right? So that's the way that I look at it, but I'm always consciously thinking of every single move, and in between every single move. I'm never trying to be in that flow state, what they call flow state, because I don't believe that's a flow state. I believe that's an unconscious muscle memory instinctual state. That is not a flow state. You're going off of comfortability. When you're in a flow state, you are consciously thinking and moving seamlessly into the correct actions that you need to perform, right? Like in meditation, people think, oh, it's mindlessness. No, it's not. You don't lose your mind in meditation. Meditation actually means what it means: to meditate on one thing. To meditate on one thing. So that means focusing your mind on one thing. That's how we meditate. That's why they call it premeditated murder. You know, it's not out of the blue. We meditated on that. So we want to get to a point, we have to aim at it. Because if we don't aim at it, how in the hell are we ever going to hit it?
Premeditated murder. I'm a second-year law student, so you're speaking my language now. Now, you know, you got a little above me for a little bit, but now we're taking it back down here. So what you're saying is focused mindfulness, just getting rid of everything that's not relevant and staying focused and evaluating everything that is relevant during the fight at that time.
Exactly. So that's where yourself in that flow state or that outer body experience, because the regular conscious self is worried about how you look, how everybody's thinking about you, what they're saying about you, what I got to do tomorrow, the bills I got to pay, what's my job, or my boss going to say the next day. That's your regular conscious you, but your super conscious you can block all of that out and really just focus the task at hand and be in the present moment. And that's where you're the most happiest, when you're not focused on when you're not worried about the future and you're not regretting the past, when you're just here now.
I love that. And it's so interesting because I wanted to make sure I understood, because I love seeing there's such fighters approach fights in such different ways, mentally. Obviously physically, you know, it's all in the gym, you could train into different disciplines, but mentally I think that's where a lot of fighters get the edge, and a lot of maybe fans or casual viewers maybe don't understand that aspect does play in you know, in such a heavy manner. So
but it also plays heavy. Like I like you said, like in training, it like that's the way I look at training. I'm consciously aware of my training when I'm doing it. So like when we go do drills, how often do you train at all? You know?
I do not. I just box a little bit, but it's just freestyle boxing. I don't work on technique.
Okay, so like but like if you see people train, but like how often do you see people train, or if you ever train, found yourself in a mindless state going over the motions like of a combination of a move? You're just doing it off a body memory, right? But now switch that mindset into every time you did that move, you were consciously aware of every movement you were making, right? That's when you start actually learning the move and fine tuning it. Muhammad Ali used to say it, nah, it's never muscle memory for me. When I hit you, I hit you. I know I did that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, he's consciously aware of every movement that he's making. That's why it lands so perfectly or so accurately. Because I'm not just letting it up to my body and the world to let it happen. No, I'm actually consciously, I'm riding on that thought the whole way down.
Damn, I love it. And on that note, you talking about training. You started a new gym with a former coach, Zen Jiu-Jitsu. Is that your primary training grounds these days? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so my coach, Enrico Coco, he's the owner of Zen Jiu-Jitsu. And I was training with him for, I believe, after the Chase Super fight. And then we went to, I guess we just said, hey, let's get, because we were training out of his dad's Taekwondo gym. So then we decided to go into business with each other. So we opened up the Hidden Lotus, which is my gym, and it houses Zen Jiu-Jitsu underneath, and he's my head coach. And then you can see the other logo on the back.
Yeah, yeah.
So that'll be my logo right there. So we went into business with each other. So yeah, we opened up a gym in Miami, Florida.
I love that. What else are you doing there? Are you doing like classes for kids? Are you training? Are you bringing other fighters in?
Well, we're trying to build a fight team. You know, we do bring other fighters in to train every once in a while. Georgie Masvidal stops by when he can and helps me with sparring and stuff. But yeah, we do offer kids classes. We offer advanced and beginners MMA classes, as well as beginner and advanced jiu-jitsu classes.
I love that. So you're really branching out. And I have to say, you know, I'm not trying to kiss your ass here, but you're a very good promotion for your gym every time you step in the octagon. I'm sure there's a lot of fighters, but there are very few fighters or less fighters that people say, hey, I would love to fight like him. You know, like your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Super entertaining. The other non-fighting, well, quasi non-fighting aspect I wanted to ask you about was I noticed in your bio, revolutionary vitality. Is that a whole new wellness regimen, multifaceted, multi-tiered? I was having trouble understanding. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what that is?
Okay, so Revolutionary Vitality is actually my wife's business. You know, she's a licensed in Arizona naturopathic doctor, as well as here in Florida, she's a massage therapist and colonic hydrotherapist. So she offers lots of different treatments and modalities, but for the most part, it's a wellness center. You know, she can help you with understanding, I guess, your body a little bit better. Mostly right now, what she does is colonic hydrotherapy, which is, you know,
layman's terms. I need layman's terms.
So basically, layman's terms, they clean out your intestines with purified water.
You're saying like, I don't want to be, you're saying like from poop.
Yes.
Ah,
yeah.
Interesting.
So they clear out all the dried and caked up and just stagnant poop that's just sitting there. And, you know, it's kind of like changing the oil. You know, we all got to do it.
Damn. So you're saying if I have some friends who are constipated, maybe they should check this out.
Yes, especially constipation. You know, it definitely helps with that. You know, and it also, what it does, it rehydrates your organs from the inside. So now your organs are functioning better. It's like putting all the fluids and relubricating the engine of your car. Now everything's running more smoothly.
Very interesting. Honestly, you know, I've recently been asking fighters, like one of my favorite last questions is tell us something outside of the octagon, not as a fighter that the fans might be surprised to know about you, but you know, you've got it all out there. I feel like that's not even a relevant question anymore.
But yeah, no, it's good. It's good. and we do a lot of it's good, yeah. But she's Revolutionary Vitality, and she handles that. We're actually right side by side in the same building with each other. We also offer massage therapy. So hopefully eventually when we want to get to, when we get enough students, that students will feel comfortable, obviously, like, hey, I'm done training, I got hurt here, I can go over here and get me some massage therapy or get me some treatment plans. I can use colonics to help me change my diet or cut weight a little bit. You know, not necessarily, I wouldn't use it for cutting weight, but I'll use it as a detox, you know, prior to cutting weight, as a fight, if I had to use my brain logically, you know.
That really like works hand in hand. That's really same building. That's an
Yep.
elite move. Who's that? Is that your dog?
No, those are my dogs. My wife just came in right now.
Oh,
Talking
what's up?
about
We were just talking about you.
She could probably, yeah, she could probably tell you a little bit more about it. But yeah, she runs the wellness portion of the gym, and I said massage therapy, colonic therapy, and
naturopathic health consultations.
okay, that as
There
well.
we go. There we go. What's up? There's Mrs. Revolutionary Vitality.
See, thank you.
Of course, we're just getting involved. So Alex, I'm gonna let you go, but before I let you go, I'm gonna ask two quick questions. I know you mentioned, you know, whatever fight is right, but is there anybody specifically you have in mind, and also time period? When do you expect to be back in the octagon? When should we expect to see you again on Saturday night?
I don't have anybody particularly in mind, honestly. I don't watch the sport enough, and it's not to put anybody down or anything, and not, especially not the UFC or anything. I don't care about sports enough to watch it, you know, or to know who. I just want a ranked opponent. I know of all the ranked opponents now because, yeah, we look through them a lot, and a lot of them of people that I just know from fighting for a long time. So yeah, I just know any of those fights would be great fights. You know, it would be
Awesome.
great fights. So I have nobody in line. Honestly, I don't care enough about competitive fighting. I just love the martial arts. So whoever they give me that I can test myself against would be perfect. I know he'll be worthy and he'll be hard. So it will be a very good fight for me. Time frame wise, I wouldn't mind fighting around February, January-ish, around there. You know,
my birthday's February 5th. If you give me a nice flash knockout around that time, it'd be like ideal.
what happens?
Yeah. Anyway, and you are, as Daniel Cormier always seems to say when he calls your fights, a true martial artist. And I know you don't watch a lot of UFC. I remember last time I asked you, I was like, okay, give me a prediction. I think I asked Holloway or Volkanovski, and you were like, dude, I don't watch. As not me. But anyway, Alex, as always, thank you so much for taking the time and speaking with me. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for drinking at 1:30 p.m. on a Tuesday.
It's
True
5 o'clock.
legendary stat. What?
5 o'clock somewhere.
5 o'clock somewhere. Exactly. It is 5 o'clock somewhere. True legendary status right there. This is one more time the number 15 ranked UFC featherweight Alex. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you very much for having me. And one thing to say about that, remember, guys, it's not what goes into your mouth that's evil, but what comes out.
Ooh, I like it.